You live in a yard and you don't go out to work when people are going out to work. When someone will just come and tell you, Oji, I beg, if I spread my pants for can if rain they fall, because they know that you're not going anywhere. Then when they are looking for chicken, and chicken has gone missing. By chicken, you know, some people keep chicken in the compound and all that. It goes missing. You are the first person to suspect. So it's either you get insulted that did you steal my chicken, and your mind you're like,
what was the fuck about
your friend does not have to worry about that. Of course, so she's going to feel that way.
That's right.
Ish, right? A friend called me and then she was like, she doesn't have the ability to stay consistent at a job. That it's like every 3 months she wants to, do something else. And I'm like, okay. It's like all the jobs that you've come across, everything is boring because I don't understand why you don't want to stay at the job for more than 3 months and everything. But I don't exactly know what to say to her yet. I don't know. She does content marketing. The content writing for marketing firms.
She's looking for a passion.
No, she's not looking for a passion. She's quite good at it. So I don't know why she can't stay. I don't know. Sometimes she says they are dramatic. I don't even understand. Who is dramatic, you or the people? Because it looks like to me like you're the drama person. So what do you tell a friend who says or who thinks or for a period of time they've always been out of a job or they never stayed long at a particular job? What do you tell them? I mean, right now I think she works for a financial, she said fintech, something. I think somewhere Lekki, and she writes for them, and then she called me and then she says she's bored, she's not enjoying it, she feels like she wants to leave, go to another place. So we're struggling with that.
For someone like that, perhaps you should try hand in having her own personal business in entrepreneurship. If she finds it difficult to.
What's the assurance that she won't find that boring too, and at the long run?
I don't think you find entrepreneurship boring.
How long has he been jobless?
No, she has not been jobless.
She has not been jobless.
She has been jobless, and
She has, maybe because she's the last child. So if you are jobless, you're not really jobless.
Okay. That's the LGBT panic.
Yeah. But
you
then,
find out that everyday urge to be 100% at work, but if you still pass. So now
it's like, I mean, like a very rich man's son to come and be working and be collecting 50K.
But it's not like she's rich like that.
I'm telling you, like the scenario you just painted. If she's out of job, she won't really feel it like that.
She doesn't feel
you
it.
understand? So, the guys on the streets that go out and they are doubtful. What do you think is pushing? Do you think
his passion that's pushing
they love
them?
the job?
or does that go on it?
You just realize that if I don't go out today, I'm not eating. That one is enough to make you love the job.
Are you speaking emotionally? Because I noticed a change in your voice.
Sorry,
I think
the topic is getting to you.
Actually, because all this, you see, all these talks are talks for why you are doing internship as an undergraduate. That 3 months, I'm living there because you know that there's. But by the time you get the person has served now, She has saved a bit.
Yeah.
She has done everything and she's changing.
Okay.
She needs special motivation.
Does anybody else
I'm
have?
feeling that to party for call. Once person is married, 1 year, but I say she's bored. She wants to leave.
Does anybody else have any piece of advice for our friend?
No, I don't have. I don't know.
Like I said, if she doesn't feel comfortable in jobs, just try business, and
My brother,
she might feel comfortable in business.
So just want to advise her. She's feeling bored. Let her find something that will make it interesting for the job. That's all. You're not feeling bored doesn't make it's just your it's just a feeling.
I have a couple of questions for your friend. How has he been fired before from any job?
I don't know that though. It's really my friend, it's not me, so me, I don't know that one. Because I don't know
Okay.
about that one. But
No, I'm asking her, has your friend been fired before?
From any job.
Has the person been sacked?
no.
Okay, so that means that she's in the role that she has been given, does she go to work every day or she has to work alone?
She goes to work every day.
Okay, so let's do a brief diagnostic. The work where she works is it on the island?
Yes. She
And
stays on the mainland.
She stays on the mainland. Like, how long does it take her to go to work and come back?
It's 39-ish, but I don't know when she leaves the house. But I know that if you leave the house around 7, if you leave that area around 7, people are already on the road.
And what time does she get back home?
She closes by 4, but sometimes she gets home like 6, 7.
What kind of relationship is she in?
Like, when you say relationship?
Okay, so let's how old is she presently?
She's 25.
Is she dating or seeing anybody?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, and the guy she's seeing, what does the guy do for a living? You have no idea. You should know now. Ladies talk.
Yes.
Usually, when ladies
Obviously,
meet a
she-
new guy, the first thing they tell is what he does for a living.
Yeah,
That's the
I
first thing.
don't remember. Plenty people have told me what plenty people do.
Are you sure you don't remember? You
I
don't
don't
want to
remember
speak
what
on-
they do.
What he does for a living. But the guy is working,
Yes, he is working.
and does she get an allowance from him or something? Like, not that you're aware of.
Not any that I know.
Okay, so like, do you have an idea of when she wants to marry the dude?
Is it when she wants to marry the dude, or when the dude wants to marry her?
No, the guy is not here now, so we can't. We can't enter into the mind of the guy now. The only thing we can is
The lady wants to marry the dude as soon as possible now. It's
No,
very
I-
25.
No, I think for girls,
3
it's just anybody that's ready. They can really just go with flow like that.
that's what you just said. They are going to come for you. I can tell you that.
See, the truth that I've seen ladies or met ladies
That left you to marry someone that's ready.
Oh, like, it's not.
it doesn't have like she doesn't have up to 100K in her account. Well, I'm ready for marriage.
Let's just get a composite of who the
Okay.
person is.
Okay, so getting married to the person, maybe in 2 to 3 years they'll marry.
So it's not anything too serious.
It's not anything fast.
The content marketing job, basically, it's not like she doesn't write.
Well, now she does copywriting, so she writes.
Okay, so and then she finds a job. She works alone. Does she work alone?
She said that there are 3 in their office.
Okay, and she doesn't particularly have affections for the people she works for. She doesn't really particularly have any form of chemistry or so. I feel for the person. And the reason why I say I feel for the person is because what she's experiencing, she's not the first person to experience it. In fact, a lot of people go through it right now. Okay? And you need to understand why. I'll tell you, it's worse right now. If you are on social media, there's a very natural tendency that you would feel that people's lives are more interesting than yours.
Yeah.
All right? Let's start with job structure. There are lots of jobs that should not exist. Okay? The jobs do not come from heaven. The job design itself, the people who sat down to design the job did not design the job properly. And when you design a job that kills people's morale, all right, when people come into the role, they will be destroyed. Okay, so what do I mean by that? If you're going to design a job for a young person who does not have children, who is not married, the job has to drain the person. What do I mean by drain? Because most people are used to their brains are stimulated all day long, social life and all that. When they come into the workplace, they come in with the expectation that the jobs that they are going to tackle will be interesting. Now they get started with a job that is boring. And if you ask why the job is boring probably because it's a job that it's a job that anybody with a quarter of a brain can do. And so the person is supposed to write an article, for example, writes the article and then he's done with the article. And then what else? And then he finds out that he's sitting down. He probably does like 2 hours a day and then he has 6 hours left. And that 6 hours left, he scrolls through social media and he sees other people on WhatsApp, right? At Dubai, in hotel rooms, smiling, dancing, and the person's like, what am I doing here? I'm just sitting down here. He looks around the office and says, is this where I'm going to die? I thought when I was in university or when I was in secondary school or higher institution or wherever, that I was destined for great things. And here I am, sitting, doing what with my life? All right? So the nature and design of the job is a bit faulty. Okay? Jobs have to be designed in such a way that the person, particularly for young people, the job forces them to grow. That's one. So if I was talking to the person who was in that particular organization, I'll tell you that bump up this person's responsibilities. Give this person something that will force the person. The person has to sit down and study. You won't have any idea before you wake up, Friday has come. You just wake up, Friday has come. That's one. Then secondly, the person would notice that he is growing. By the time after a 3-month period, the person just realizes that, I can't believe I've held this job down for 3 months because the scope of things that he has had to handle. That's how you handle knowledge work. If knowledge work is not big, so that's the first angle. So that's talking to the organization that engaged this person as a content marketer. Because obviously this person is writing articles that the person does not care about. That's obviously the person does not care about. Let's assume this person came from a home in which they had an encounter with the police and like 2 or 3 members of the family have been shot down by the police. The person is now working in a law firm in which they are going after corrupt police officers or policemen, trigger happy policemen. She won't be talking like this. You'll be wondering that why is this person on fire? If she's 25 also, she also needs to realize, because there's people put themselves under the weight of undue expectations. Okay? You go on social media, you see somebody dancing, shaking a bomb, and the person has an OnlyFans account. And you hear that this person has made like $1 million or so last year from OnlyFans. And so you start wondering that, and here I am sitting down at a job that they are paying me like 50K per month. What nonsense? What nonsense? You're like, your chest is paining you. What nonsense is this? And so you start becoming restless. Okay? If that is why your friend is restless at the job, because the person wants a better paying job or better engaging responsibilities, she needs to realize that it's a symptom of much larger things, and it doesn't matter where she goes. All right? She will always encounter that feeling that I'm destined for great things, and I'm just slaving away in the middle of the wilderness or whatever. However, the things that make for great careers usually don't look like great careers. Okay, I'll give an example. If you become president today, at best, you have 20,000 hours. Let's assume they allow you to complete your term. Because in a week, you have 468 hours. You're going to sleep, you're going to rest. Let's assume 7 hours per day. You're going to bath and all that. Let's just assume that you have 100 hours per week. At the end of a year, you take 2 weeks leave. You have just 50 weeks. That's 5,000 hours. 4 years, you have 20,000 hours. You have 15,000 hours before your next primaries. So effectively, any change you have to execute has to be done within those 15,000 hours. So if you become president of a country or you become governor of a state today, the transformation you want to implement, you must have that transformation and the knowledge and the roadmap long before you get there. If you don't have it long before, by the time you get there, it's too late for you to start learning. You just have 15,000 hours. That's what jobs prepare you for. Some jobs will just teach you is how not to be a terrible boss. There's some jobs like that. Some jobs will teach you alliance. Some jobs you will have to build relationships. Okay. And some jobs you would have to sit down and see how alliances are built. But a lot of time you will not see those things at the very beginning. You were talking about, you said that she hasn't gotten hungry. She also has to factor that in. And it's the reason why a lot of people, I'll tell you, a lot of people doing interviews, they sit back and there's a question that people ask, and people wonder why they ask this question. What part of the family, what position are you in the family? Okay? What do your elder ones do? Are your parents alive? And I have had associates who have hired people, and they will tell you that they do not hire last born children whose parents are alive and whose family members live in the same city. And we wonder that why would some people say that they do not. It's not that they're not discriminating. Said because they've come to realize that once the person starts the job, all right, and the person hits a slight barrier or hardship, if he goes home, the elder ones will say that leave the job, Jerry, and all that. I'll give you the whatever. The person who is the firstborn child, all right, or the person who comes from a family where there's no support structure, realizes that he has to persevere. And in that and that's why if you sit down, you track it, you find that people who actually come from, who don't have support structure, tend to be stronger. She doesn't have a problem, honestly. I don't think she has a problem. I think her brothers and her parents probably have a problem, but she doesn't. In fact, there was someone who I saw. There was one particular man. The guy was a policeman. And as we were having conversation, the guy told me, said that his problem is that he looks at his son and he thinks that
no, it's not my son.
That this guy the guy is not academically inclined. The man said that as a policeman, he said, when I was 16 years old, I could not speak English. Maybe he would walk in the evenings, and in the morning, he would go to class and he wants to learn. So he managed when he finished that he was like 21 when he finished secondary school. Wow. Yeah, from 21 after he finished secondary school, he took his certificate. He said he went to all the strong people in his village until he got someone that put him in the police. He did after 2-3 years. He applied so that he could study. He said today he's a graduate. So he now says that his son is just that's like even though that the boy resembles him, that he does not believe that this cannot the man was lamenting. He sat down, was lamenting. So he sent the guy to school, paid the guy school fees. The guy did not go to school. The guy has left school. He's rolling with some boys in the neighborhood and all that. He gives the guy an allowance. The guy has not finished secondary school. That is. And I told him, I said, your son doesn't have a problem. The reason why I said that was because there was a book I read by Dr. Henry Cloud, a clinical psychologist. And in that book too, he had somebody who had a similar situation. The man came to him and told him that his son has failed out of university 3 times. He's not taking his life seriously. He said that at his age, all right, I was already a junior partner. I think maybe like 25 or so. I was already a junior partner in an organization or so. And this boy right now, he has not even completed university. And he's wondering how this guy is going to cope. And Eric Cloud told him, said, your son doesn't have a problem. Said what? He said, where's your son? He said, the guy is not here. He said, where is he? He said the guy is in Switzerland or so, that he's skiing. When they asked him what happened, he said, well, when he failed out the first time, he felt that the reason why the boy failed the first time was because he was living far away from school. So in his university, second university he went to, he said they actually bought a house close to school. So they gave him a car. All right? And they gave him an allowance so that he would not have to worry about anything. All he would just do is sit down and read. And then the psychologist said, your son doesn't have a problem. I said, why? He said, because your son right now, where is his son? Your son is on vacation in Switzerland right now. He has a house. He has a car. He has a source of income.
Like, why should I read?
Why should I read?
You are the one that is in the psychologist's office. You are the one who has a problem, not your son. I agree with you. Yes, I agree with your son.
Okay.
Your son doesn't have a problem.
He's chilling.
He's chilling. However, I can help you give your son some problems.
It should be interesting.
That story that is written is extremely very true. You know that parable now? A man had 2 sons, the elder son, the younger son.
Okay.
The younger son woke up one day and said, give me my inheritance. Father was like, when his trouble was too much, the guy divided his stuff into 2. Give him. And the guy left. I'll see you later. Bye, Pops.
Pop man.
I have no passion. Why can I be sitting down here? How can I be sitting down in Liadi? I'll see you later. There's life to be lived
Outside.
in the city. All right. And then the guy left. And if, I'm sure that, probably like, if the father was someone like my mom, my mother would be like, it's so good to get rid of you. And then the guy left, and you know the way the story went now. The guy ran out of money. Because there's something about foolishness that if the world does not reset your brain, you know, there's something about the human brain that it needs to be reset to factory. And if you have not suffered, it won't get back to factory. The guy went, and you know the way the story went, the guy went, came back and everything. So the point is this: for a lot of times, when people do not have to face negative consequences, when you are not worried about, I'm going to run out of money. You know, there are some people who don't,
Actually.
that does not enter their brain.
Actually, yeah.
The idea that they can run out of money does not enter some people's brain. Does it enter your brain?
Is entering my brain like this?
Right now.
Yes, nah. You're always conscious about money. Like, where's the money going to? Where's new money coming from?
Not even now that bread has gone from 450 to 900. Even as I'm talking about, this guy is turning red.
Dry food.
I take measure. 550. Wow. Let me go for Gary.
So when you are working in a place and then the person that you are working with, notice I said that you're not working for, working with, because you're not working for anybody. Technically, you're working with people for yourself.
Actually.
You're not working for anybody. Okay, when the person you are working with starts to give you L, all right? Do you know why a lot of people take it in most organizations?
Because they need the money.
Because they realize that it's either I take
This here.
insult from this guy,
Oh, I take one guy.
Or I take one guy.
or I go and take insult, eh?
People are too-
From people at home.
I think I understand.
Because if you live in a community that, let's assume you live in a yard. How many of you have lived in a yard before? You know what I mean, a yard now? You know yard now.
Yeah.
Have you lived in a yard? You've lived in a yard. Have you lived in a yard?
Kind of.
Kind of. You've lived in a yard.
Yes.
You live in a yard and you don't go out to work when people are going out to work. Someone will just come and tell you, Oji, I beg, if I spread my pants for can if rain they fall, because they know that you're not going anywhere. Then when they are looking for chicken and chicken has gone missing. By chicken, you know, some people keep chicken in the compound and all that. It goes missing. You are the first person to suspect. So it's either you get insulted that did you steal my chicken, and your mind you're like,
What the fuck am I doing?
your friend does not have to worry about that. Of course, so she's going to feel that way.
Yeah, true.
If I were her parents, she stays with her parents or what? Or she stays alone.
She stays with her.
And she's the last one. And the other that was. Remember? And she's
If-
the lady.
If first and foremost, the first had to tell her that, you know what, can't stay here. You have to go and rent your own house. Once she hears that bagam, because her brain will just go on. But I have to get. Where do I get the money from?
The zeal will come.
The zeal will come.
She will love the job. It's not.
Fall in love with the job.
If you have your children, make sure that they work, particularly when they are teenagers. Make sure they work. People say, I don't want my children to suffer. That's the biggest mistake you can ever make. You don't want your children to suffer. Your children, because the common sense that you have is because you got it by having to, just take it in. Soak it in. Your friend can send us an email. Maybe you should give us better details so that we don't just keep abusing her on and on and on. I don't know if I've said anything. If I've said anything wrong, let me know. If we're giving this person the wrong piece of counsel. Have we? You don't think so? Okay, so having said that and done that, your story is a relationship. And so let's pull up our spiritual story. Let's pull up our jackets and all that and just transition to something much more casual. And then we'll take the stories. Yeah?